Hello, so this is 4.3, the cake. I thought the purpose of this text was to share an experience to help the audience understand something about me. And I thought the point was I ruined the cake for my sister's baptism and was punished. It felt unfair. I am the youngest of four children. The plan was originally that I would be an only child, but eventually my parents did have three other children. Although my youngest sibling is 10 and a half years younger than me, so that's a giant difference in age. I remember one Christmas, my parents asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I want to have a sibling. And I remember shortly after that, there was announced that my sister was going to be born. Her name is Phyllis. And I remember one experience in particular. We were preparing for her baptism. We were going to have a huge party, a lot of family and friends coming to the house. And one of my mom's friends happened to be really good at making cakes. And that person made a beautiful cake. I remember it really well. It was just beautifully decorated. It had a stork, which had a baby in its mouth. And my mom wanted to hide the cake because she didn't want the guests who were staying overnight to see it before the actual party. So she went and put the cake in the study, assuming no one would ever go in there and that there wouldn't be any problems for that. Now, one of my mom's friends brought her two daughters. One was my age and one was a little bit younger. And we decided to play, as kids do when they get together. And I remember we were playing hide and seek. And for a while, the game was too easy. Someone would hide in the middle of the not in the middle of the room, but everybody just kept being found really easily. So finally I decided I want to make this harder. So I took one of the people I was playing with and we went into the study. And remember, the study is where the cake was. And we ran into the study and the door slammed. It was a loud noise. I was surprised that our friend didn't find us just from the sound itself. And I remember my friend, she was kind of tired and she sat down. She sat down on the cake box and I screamed because I was so upset. I knew my mom would be upset. My mom came running and she was so mad, and I remember getting spanked. And I thought that was really unfair at the time because neither of my friends got punished, but my mom explained it was my house and it was my responsibility and we shouldn't have been playing in the study anyway. And I remember it was the next day, the party happened. And I remember my parents explaining, oh, I'm sorry, the cake's ruined. It's her fault. She sat on it. And I remember, I'll just never forget that experience. And it felt like an injustice to me at the time, and it still does. And when I look back on it now, I can laugh, but it feels like one of the injustices of my life.